Thank you all for coming this evening. My name is Lorna Ryans, and I am the Technology Training Librarian here at the Greenwich Library. And we are here because we have Lindsay Potter tonight to give you some practical tips and strategies to help you leverage Facebook Marketplace more effectively. This session is being recorded, as you could see when you came in, and it will be posted to the library's website in a few days. I wanted to make sure that you also all knew that there is an Introduction to Facebook program coming up on September 5th. So if that is something that you're interested in, then you should keep an eye out for that. A little bit about Lindsay. Lindsay Potter is a growth coach and advisor with 10 years of marketing experience and 3 years specializing in social media marketing. Born and raised in Greenwich, Lindsay is deeply involved in our local community. When she is not working with coaching clients, she co-hosts the podcast Building Greenwich, interviewing locals to learn and share more about all things Greenwich. And with that, Lindsay, I guess we will let you get started.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us tonight. I'm going to share my screen here and I'll be presenting a little deck that I put together for you. And sorry, if Lorna, if you can just continue admitting people as they roll in. So this class is Facebook Marketplace for beginners. We had sent out a Q&A for all of you to submit questions ahead of time. So I've put together this deck with all of those questions in mind, and I'm going to do my best to answer everyone's questions. There were a lot of them, so bear with me. And then we're going to walk through this quick deck. And then I'm going to take you to my Facebook page and walk you through what it looks like to post something on Facebook Marketplace. And so let's just get started. So this is an overview of the key features and functionalities of Facebook Marketplace. It's a platform that I know everyone here is now familiar with Facebook to sell items locally and buy items. Okay, so what is it? So Facebook Marketplace is literally an online buying and selling platform. You can buy and sell new or used items within our local community, and it's fully integrated with Facebook. So it's within the Facebook app. You can buy or sell on your phone. I suggest the desktop. It's always easier on your desktop. And then Facebook Marketplace will provide you with personalized recommendations based on your interests and your activity. Now, again, we're going to walk through Facebook and what that looks like after I walk through this deck. So just know that that's coming. It offers secure communication and payment options to facilitate your safe transactions. Now, one of the #1 questions that was asked in the pre-class questionnaire was about the safety of buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace. So that will be addressed most likely ad nauseum. All right. So setting up your Facebook Marketplace account. First, you do need to create a Facebook account. A number of people asked me, do I create a dummy account or do I use my personal account? I personally like to use my personal account because that way it's a private account, but that way people can see that I'm a real person when I go to buy or sell something. And when I'm shopping on Facebook Marketplace, I like to see if someone is a real person, if they're friends with friends of mine, because I'm shopping in my local community. If I'm shopping to have things be shipped, same thing. I like to see that it's a real person behind the account. So if you don't have a Facebook account, you're going to want to sign up for a personal account, and this will be the foundation for your marketplace activity. You want to enable Marketplace on your account. And I'm going to share a link at the end of the class with a lot of, like, it's a robust amount of information from Facebook specifically about Marketplace that can help you after this course. But again, this will be recorded for you. So you're going to navigate to the Marketplace icon and click enable to enable the feature on your account. And then you want to set up your marketplace profile. So adding your personal details, name, location, profile picture. And this is just going to help build trust. Again, when you're buying something, you want to trust that the person you're buying from is a real person who is not trying to scam you. Browse through your various product categories in Marketplace to get a feel for the types of items being bought and sold. You might be looking for something specifically. I bought a patio table and chairs last summer. I was looking for a patio table and chairs, and every morning I went on to Facebook Marketplace, and one morning I found the exact patio table and chairs that I wanted, and it was gently used, and I picked it up at the woman's house, and it was a safe transaction. We'll talk about that when we get to Facebook. So posting an item for sale, when you're ready to start selling, you want to click the sell something button. And again, we'll walk through this in real time and follow the step-by-step process. Facebook has made it very user-friendly for all of us to post items to sell, but there is a rhyme and reason to posting. There's a way to get your items to sell more effectively than not. So searching for items to buy, you can use the search functionality on Marketplace and search for anything. Again, I search for patio table and chairs and a number of iterations of that. So patio furniture, patio table and chairs. There will be different options that show up that are for sale when you search with different terminology. Communicating with your buyer or seller. So you want to reach out to buyers or sellers through Facebook Marketplace's messaging system. So if I see, I'll continue using this patio table and chairs as an example. I saw the image of the patio table and chairs, and I saw that a woman named Erica was selling them. I clicked on her profile. I want to see if she's a real person or if she's just trying to scam me, because I know that that's everyone's biggest fear, which is a very real fear about using Facebook Marketplace, or a worry. And I look at her profile, and then I sent her a direct message. Is this available? Can I pick it up, etc. Again, we'll go through that when I walk you through Facebook after this deck. After a successful transaction, you want to take a moment to leave feedback for the other party, because you are ranked as a seller. So if I'm selling the patio table and chairs and I have a successful transaction, people will rate that, oh, it was a 5-star, kind of like an Uber ride. It was a 5-star transaction. And therefore, when I go to sell other items, I have trust built in the Facebook Marketplace community. So many people coming in, it's like the doorbell keeps ringing. So here's where we go to post an item for sale. So when you're posting an item for sale, let's say I wanted to sell this water bottle, which I wouldn't sell a used water bottle, but if it was brand new and I spent $50 on a Stanley water bottle and it was still in the packaging and it wasn't the right color, I want to sell it. It's worth $50. I'll probably sell it for 40 or 45. You have to give a bit of a discount because you've already purchased it. I would take a well-lit picture, and I would take a number of pictures of different angles of the box, and showcase its condition and features. Then I would write a detailed, accurate description. This is one of the more important things about posting things to sell, which I think the majority of you are looking to do on Facebook Marketplace. So you want to give a thorough description, but you want to write it for the buyer, not for you. So I don't want to say, I love Stanley cups and I just bought the wrong color. I want to say something like, purchase the coveted Stanley cup in red for only $45. It retails at $50, but you get a $5 discount. It's brand new. So I want to think about what the seller would want instead of what I would want, because I'm not trying to buy it. I'm trying to sell it, if that makes sense. Pricing your item competitively. Things that are very well used, like for example, a headboard from your bed. You're moving, you're downsizing, and you want to sell a headboard that at one time was worth thousands of dollars. You bought it new, let's say for $5,000. It's a gorgeous custom headboard, but you're moving, it's been used for 10 years, 5 years even. You can't sell it for what you bought it for, obviously. You need to reduce the price. But if it's very gently used and it's a custom piece that's gorgeous, you still want to price it competitively. So you might want to look up on Facebook Marketplace what, again, I'm using all of these as examples, what a custom headboard is priced at and see where yours lines up. But you want to price it competitively based on the current market value. Again, most people are selling used things on Facebook Marketplace. So take into account that things are used, and if it's not selling within a week or two, you're going to want to reduce the price because people are looking for low prices. They're not looking to buy new on Facebook Marketplace. You want to highlight your key features and the condition that this, let's say this Stanley Cup is in. So the key feature of the Stanley Cup, which this is not a Stanley Cup, I'm sorry, but the key features of a Stanley Cup, which I know is a viral sensation. Everyone wants this Stanley Cup, or at least has in the past few years. I would highlight its key features. It has a straw. It's brand new in the box. It's the coveted color red that you can't purchase online anymore. Anything to make it more appealing to a buyer is what you want to emphasize. And you really only have 3 to 5 seconds to capture people's attention. So you want to emphasize that in the title. And again, we'll walk through that when we get to Facebook. And then once you have listed something on Facebook Marketplace, you want to respond promptly to the inquiries that you start receiving. So you just want to monitor what you have posted online so that you don't miss out on anyone looking to buy your item, and that you build trust among the community. So searching and browsing the marketplace. Again, we'll be looking at Facebook after this deck. I know it's a little bit difficult not having it in front of us, but you want to use filters. So utilizing the various filters that are available on Facebook Marketplace will help you narrow down your search. So I live in Greenwich. Let's say I'm looking for that patio table and chairs, which I was. I always would narrow my search to Greenwich, Connecticut. I think I added Rye, New York at one point, and maybe Darien. So that was the range of which I was willing to travel to pick up a patio table and chairs. And then my price range under $1,000, the condition like new is what I was looking for, and more. So you can really dial in using the filters on Facebook Marketplace, which they make very user-friendly. It's very user-friendly. You can search by keywords. So entering specific keywords such as patio, table and chairs, deck patio. Again, trying different ways of phrasing what you're looking for sometimes will help to populate multiple items. You want to browse the categories on Facebook Marketplace. You've got furniture, electronics, clothing. There are so many categories, but that's why the search engine is so key, because it will narrow down what you're looking for. You can set up saved searches so that you receive notifications when new items match your criteria. That is what I'll keep using my personal experience, because that's what I have to use as an example. But when I was looking for that patio table and chairs, I had notifications turned on so that every day I didn't have to spend a lot of time looking because I work and I have kids. I just wanted Facebook to tell me, oh, there's a new patio table and chairs posted on Facebook Marketplace today. So I would go and look. And then finally, you want to sort and refine your options to organize your search results by price, distance, and other relevant factors. So communicating with buyers and sellers. Again, the number one question that was asked in the pre-class questionnaire was, is this safe? And it is safe to a point, but you definitely do want to have your guard up when buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace. Now, back in the day, Craigslist was the place to buy and sell anything that is now Facebook Marketplace. I do not recommend using Craigslist. What I've found with Craigslist is that scammers are everywhere. So Facebook Marketplace is a much safer option because you have to have a personal account set up, and you have to communicate with buyers and sellers. You can also pay, and we'll get to this in a few slides, via safe options like PayPal or Venmo, which are the two options that I recommend and that everything online will tell you to use because it's traceable and safe, or a credit card, so that if anything were to happen, you could just fight the transaction with your credit card company. Communicating effectively with buyers and sellers is crucial for a successful transaction. So by following proper etiquette and best practices, you can build trust, establish clear communication, and ensure a positive experience. So a number of questions that were also asked were, do I have people come to my house? Now, if I'm selling, let's say, a couch, which I've sold on Facebook Marketplace, I personally prefer to not have someone pick it up at my home. So that means that I have to transfer the couch via a truck or have a friend help me and meet someone at a public location. I personally don't feel comfortable having random people on Facebook Marketplace come to my home to pick something up, but that is a personal choice. If you trust and know the person that you're selling to on Facebook Marketplace, then by all means, have them come to your house to pick something up. I have gone to people's houses that I didn't know, but I've always had either a friend or my husband with me because it's definitely not advised to go by yourself ever and never carry cash. And I don't want to scare anyone. It's just using your gut instincts. You would never want to go alone anyhow because you don't know what's on the other side. So choosing a public location is always the best answer, in my opinion. Avoid private residences or isolated areas. And again, trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. When you get there to pick up what you're purchasing, carefully examine the item before paying for it, before completing the transaction to ensure that it is what you agreed to buy. Again, bring a friend or family member, and then using secure payment methods like PayPal or Venmo rather than cash. And I've already talked about trusting your instincts. So a few rules and policies that are a part of Facebook Marketplace. There are prohibited items. You can't sell firearms, drugs, or counterfeit goods. If you see something that looks like a really steal of a deal, for example, a Stanley Cup for $5, it probably is a hoax. So don't fall for it. Do your best to, again, trust your instincts and not click on anything where people say, click this to continue your purchase. That is a no-no. You just want to communicate with someone person to person. And if they don't sound like a real human, they sound like a bot, I would stop communicating with them altogether and just forget about that item because it's most likely a bot. And that doesn't happen often on Facebook Marketplace. It does happen. Sellers have to adhere to Facebook selling policies, including accurate product descriptions, fair pricing, and honest seller ratings, which we'll walk through in Facebook. Shipping and delivery. So there are guidelines for shipping and delivery, and returns have to be clearly communicated to the buyer, which we'll walk through when we get to Facebook. All interactions and transactions on Facebook Marketplace must comply with Facebook's community standards, which prohibits harassment, discrimination, and illegal activities. These are the legalities. So staying safe on Marketplace. Number one, meet in a public space as opposed to having people come to your home. Number two, verify the seller and or buyer's identity, which we'll look at when we get to Facebook Marketplace. Number three, use a secure payment method. PayPal or Venmo would be priorities. Other than that, a credit card if you can. But PayPal is my go-to personally because it is the safest, so I've found. And then inspecting the items before purchasing. So if you're paying a good amount of money for a piece that on the description didn't say that it had any dings or was missing paint or was missing a leg, and it is, you don't want to pay for it. Okay. So Facebook Marketplace is generally as safe as any other online marketplaces, the most safe as of recent years, but it can have scammers. So to stay safe, you can take precautions when buying and selling, such as, and I'm just reiterating what I've already said, so using safe payment methods, which means avoiding cash or gift cards or anything that's untraceable. Instead, use a credit card or a secure electronic payment service such as PayPal or Venmo. Meet in public. Be wary of shipping requests. So please don't pay in advance. If someone asks you, oh, you have to pay for this before you get it, don't pay in advance, and be aware of fraudulent payments. So if someone, this has happened to me in the past, if someone says, oh, you have to just send me $4 on my Chase account, and then I'll send you $1,000, and then all the money will come back. Very confusing. And I immediately deleted the communication with that seller because they were trying to get into my bank account. So you definitely don't ever want to send something through your bank account to someone on Facebook Marketplace. Even if they tell you, oh, it's so safe and these are the steps you need to take. No, please don't do that. Look for red flags, like if it's a new account with no profile picture or multiple listings of the same item. That's something that would trigger me personally. And you can also check for spelling or grammar errors, few photos, or negative reviews. I would always read the reviews on the seller if you're looking to buy something that costs anything more than $20. Communicating through Facebook Messenger, just again, please don't click on suspicious links or download any malware. If anyone says, oh, you have to download this before we can do the transaction, that's not for you. You say, thank you. So this is the end of the presentation that I put together. And now we are going to take a look at Facebook together. If you are on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me, mostly at Building Greenwich CT, because that's where I do a lot of local work. So this is, can everyone see this? Thumbs up. This is my personal Facebook page. And I'm taking you here because it's the easiest way for me to show you what it looks like to navigate to Facebook Marketplace. So when you're in your Facebook account, now everyone that's on this call should have a Facebook account, because this isn't a Facebook for Beginners class. This is a Facebook Marketplace class. So you should already have an account. And if you don't, you'll want to revisit a class that I'm teaching in September about Intro to Facebook. So I want to click on this blue Facebook circle in the top left corner, and then I'm going to scroll down on the left here and click on Marketplace. Now, oh no, I'm sorry. Hold on, Marketplace. Okay, so you can also navigate from these top buttons. The little shop-looking house with an awning is the Marketplace. So Facebook knows what I'm looking for because it's showing me today's picks. So based on what I've shopped for in the past, they give me everything that's local that is on sale right now. So free piano. Here's a Pottery Barn full bed. Now, let's click on this because it says that it retails at $14.99, but it's on sale for $179. So minor signs of wear and staining on the fabric, see photos of the headboard. So now I'm going to take a look at this item. That's what it looks like in the retail photos, and this is what it looks like in real life. So there's a good amount of stain on this headboard, which is why it makes sense that they're selling it for $179. Now, if you were to just look at those, see, there's a lot of damage there. But if you were to just look at that first photo, you would think, oh, wow, that's nice, $179. That's a steal. So you always want to look at all of the photos, because you most likely, and this is up to you, but wouldn't want to spend your money on a destroyed headboard. It says minor signs of wear and staining on the fabric, but to be honest, that looks like major staining to me. So then I scroll down here, and the seller is this woman, Michelle. Now, I see that she's a real person. She's there with her family. She joined Facebook in 2005. She's also a member of the Greenwich Tag Sale, a Peloton member. So this is a real person. So then I would send her a message. Hi, Michelle, is this still available? And begin communication with her about purchasing the bed. So again, this is your feed of what's on sale in your area. Now, if we are to sell something, I think that's what everyone's really here for, but buying and selling. So let's start with selling. So on the left-hand side of your Facebook page, you've got the options to buy or sell. And then it says create a new listing or create multiple listings. So we're going to create a new listing. And it offers you these choices: item for sale, create multiple listings, vehicle for sale. A lot of people sell vehicles on Facebook, home for sale, or rent. You can really sell so many things on Facebook. So we're going to do item for sale for all intents and purposes. Now, over here on the left-hand side, you'll want to add your photos. So I would just click add photos. It brings me right into my images. Let's see here. I'm not going to sell children. I'm not going to sell you all, but you get the idea. You go to your downloads and add photos. I don't have any photos prepared because I'm not selling anything. I should, I'm sorry. But add photos, all you have to do is click here. It's going to auto-populate your Finder window, which is where any of your photos would be saved to your desktop or to your downloads. Now, I'm on a Mac. I'm not sure if it's different. I mean, it's probably different on a PC, and I'm sorry, I can't speak to that. But it's fairly easy and very user-friendly. You can also add video. So if you're selling something at a higher price point, let's say that bed, that headboard and footboard were being sold at $14.99. It's a brand new headboard and footboard, and there are no marks on it. That person might want to add video because video shows the buyer, we're buying now, that it's a real piece, it's in great condition. They're walking you through the house looking at this thing. Video sells much more than photos, especially if you're selling a high-priced item. So I know a number of you had questions about how do I sell higher priced items? And by adding video, it really increases the opportunity for you to sell a higher priced item because people can really get a feel for what it is and why they would want to spend their money on it. So now you can also upload photos directly from your phone if you wanted to do this on your phone. But for all intents and purposes, I'm doing this on my desktop because it's the easiest way I've found to post on Facebook Marketplace. Now, let's say we are selling the Stanley Cup. So we're going to write brand new brand new Stanley Cup in packaging, never used, exclamation mark. We're going to say it's $45 because it's $50 at retail. I've purchased it, but I've never used it. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a discount because you would otherwise spend $50 at a store, but here you're saving $5. If it doesn't sell, I will lower the price to $40 within 2 weeks. The category would be, let's see here, clothing, shoes, and accessories. No, it would not be that. The category would be, all right, let's see here. Home and kitchen. Let's say miscellaneous. The condition is new. So when it comes to condition, if you are selling an item that is used and in terrible condition, you have to be honest about it. Otherwise, it just won't sell. If it's like new, then you want to click like new, which means it's gently used. So if it's new, it's in the packaging, you've never touched it, you can click on new. If it's used, you really have to be honest. Otherwise, you're going to get bad seller ratings and you most likely will have a hard time selling that item. So we're going to say that this item is new. It's still in the packaging. And then for the description, you want to say like, let's see here. You want to be very descriptive, but think about what the buyer would want to hear. So if I'm a buyer and I'm going on looking for a Stanley Cup because they were all the rage a few years ago last year, and I wanted to save $5, I would say coveted red Stanley Cup in packaging, never used, like selling for $5 discount, Didn't love the color, or nah, that's about me. Let's do that again. Selling coveted red Stanley Cup. I might use your help here. Stanley Cup in packaging, never used. The best selling cup on the market. Okay. And then if you wanted to boost the listing, that would cost extra money, but you could boost it after you publish it. If you wanted to have it be public, but hidden from your friends on Facebook, you can hide it from your friends and just have it go to the Facebook Marketplace account. I don't hide things from my friends because I see them as a whole group of people that would potentially buy what I'm selling, but some people would prefer to keep their friends out of what they're selling. So you can easily just click hide from friends and the listing will still be public, but hidden from your friends and followers. Okay, so this is what our post looks like. Brand new Stanley Cup in the packaging, never used, $45. What I could add here in packaging, never used, retail price is $50, the best-selling cup on the market, so that they know that they're saving a little bit of money. And then I am the seller, and then I would go to post it. So now we're ready. So then we go to, oh, sorry, I haven't added a photo. It's asking me to add a photo. I don't want to add a photo here. That's a photo of my kids. That's me. Okay, we're going to add a photo of me. We're selling me here. Okay, so then I click on next. Now, the location is Greenwich because I'm in Greenwich. My delivery method would be local pickup. If I wanted to add the shipping method, I would click buyers across the US, but it's actually not letting me do that because I had clicked local pickup. So meeting preferences, again, I personally don't like for buyers to pick up at my door, but you can click on door pickup if you're comfortable with someone picking up what you're selling at your house, or you can drop it off at a buyer's door. So I'm going to click public meetup because I can meet you at a coffee shop to exchange this Stanley Cup. Now, I am a member of a number of buy and sell groups in Greenwich and also one in Darien and New Canaan. There is Greenwich Trading, if you're local to Greenwich, which I think most of you are. There's the Greenwich, Stamford, Darien, Norwalk, Westport, Fairfield Trading. There's the Greenwich, Connecticut home items for sale only. So when I go to post something for sale, I typically would post it in the Greenwich, Connecticut home items for sale only, and then in Greenwich Trading. And then they'll suggest other groups that you could potentially join. So Tag Sale, Fairfield, Portchester Tag Sale, there are so many of them. But we're going to stick with what I'm a member of. And if you're not a member of any of these sale groups, Greenwich, Connecticut home items is a good one. Greenwich Trading is great. And again, do Darien, New Canaan Tag Sale if you're willing to drive. Then I'm going to hit publish, and this will go directly to Facebook Marketplace. We're selling a brand new Stanley in the packaging, never used, saving you $5 as a buyer. Retail price is $50. Get the best cup on the market. That is if we are selling. Now I'm going to get rid of this because we are not selling. And I'm going to go to buying. So I'm going to the left side of my screen. We're going to click on buying. So I have one active listing. This is my marketplace. I have no ratings, which is funny. I've only sold a few things, but right now I have this pair of Nike shoes. So this is actually a great example. So I bought this pair of Nike Huarache Elite lacrosse turf shoes for my daughter, and she wasn't with me when I bought them. They were a half a size too small. Her foot had grown. So she wore them once and for a half an hour on a turf field, and they were too small. So I still have the box. I have the receipt. See how much I paid. I think I paid $115. I'm selling them for, I had them on for $95. They didn't sell. So I lowered the price to $85. Now, what the thing about these is that I was selling them in the middle of the lacrosse season. So I will repost these in September, late August, when people are looking to buy lacrosse cleats for their kids, because that's a great deal. They're brand new in the box. And I'm going to show you all of the pictures that I took. So here's the picture of the right side of the shoe, the top of the shoe, the inside, both shoes on top of the box, the bottom of the shoes, they're clean. This is the barcode with the sizing so that people know exactly what they are. And they're technically soccer turf cleats, but they're also for lacrosse. I put used like new because they're not brand new. They were used for 30 minutes. And the shoe size, the brand, and then what I wrote was brand new, used once last week with socks on for 45 minutes. They were too small, retails at $115. And so when someone wants to purchase them, I would either meet them in town or drop them off at someone's house. Now, I can offer shipping on this item. So let's just see. I'm just going to move these faces around. Let's see what happens when I offer shipping. I'm going to move you all over here. So now I'm in Greenwich. That's my location. The delivery method is now changing to shipping and local pickup from local pickup. I'm going to select either a prepaid shipping label, which is going to cost me $5.75, or I can click cover the shipping costs so buyers see free shipping. Shipping will be deducted from whatever they're paying me. So if the shoes are $85, it'll be less $5.75. So I'm either going to use my own shipping label. So that means me going to UPS, FedEx, and entering the tracking information, or using a prepaid through Facebook Marketplace, which is an easy way to do it. So I'm going to update that, and then it will tell me that I am going to make $75.93 on this $85 sale because they've taken out the shipping costs. And then I click next, and then save time by letting buyers quickly offer an amount they're willing to pay. I don't want to let buyers negotiate because, in my opinion, these are brand new shoes. I don't need to sell them for any less than $85. I'm already giving a huge discount. I paid $115. And so I'm not going to let people negotiate here. If you want to, this would be the place where you could click, let people negotiate, and then it will ask you, what is the minimum price that you'll consider? And, $68, sure, let's say $68. I'm not going to click that though. And then I want to update that. So now, of course, Facebook having something wrong, but if I wanted to add the shipping option, those are the steps that I would go through. So those are the basics of buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace. Now, let's see here. I'm going to go back here to today's picks, and I am going to open the floor. Let me just see here. I'm going to stop sharing. And we've got so many people here. This is great. 45 people. So what I'm going to do now, Lorna, is I'm going to start going through these comments that you all have left. I'm also going to share a link that after this session, Lorna from Greenwich Library is recording this lesson, and it will be posted to Greenwich Library's website. But what I'm going to do is share. Oh, what's happening? Hold on one second. Lorna?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm seeing a Zoom screen. Is anyone else?
I think that's you, isn't it?
No.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to get back to the chat. So let's go back to the chat.
That's you, right?
Nope, that's not me.
That's not me.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. So I just want to I'm just one second, everyone. I'm getting to the chat here. So in the chat, if you can open the chat at the bottom of your screen, you have a little chat button. I'm going to share a link that is really helpful when you have questions about Facebook Marketplace. I use this link often. So any questions that you have that I haven't answered, because there were a lot to get through. Okay. So what about selling large furniture? That when you're selling large furniture, again, I have sold large furniture, and I have used a friend's truck and met them somewhere or dropped it off somewhere because I personally didn't want them coming to my house. Now, if you're having a conversation with the buyer and you're comfortable with them, then by all means have them come to your house. It really depends on what you personally feel comfortable with. I purchased that patio table and chairs from a girl that I knew through friends. I called the friend that she was Facebook friends with to verify that it was safe, and she said yes. So as I said in the beginning, you just want to trust your gut, but also do a little bit of research on the seller. If they're selling a big piece of furniture that you're spending $500+ on, then you want to make sure that you're going to someone's house that's safe. Venmo versus PayPal. I prefer PayPal personally, but Venmo is used by everyone as well. I use Venmo, but with Facebook Marketplace, I use PayPal personally. Zelle is also a safe payment method. Again, it's a personal choice. Zelle is connected. I'm a Chase Bank user, and Zelle is connected to my Chase account, and I know that it's very safe, but I personally just prefer to use PayPal because it's such a disconnect from my bank account. Can you buy things in poor condition to repurpose or refund it? Yes, of course. So if you are someone who loves a project and you saw that headboard and footboard and loved it was in good structural it was in a good structural place, but you wanted to replace the fabric, absolutely, that's a good deal. Spend $179 and then maybe $100 on fabric, and you've got yourself a brand new head and footboard. So absolutely. Logging out from phone and then oh, sorry. Okay, Catherine. How do we need to be a part of a buyer seller group to list in marketplace? So you don't need to be a part of a group, but I prefer joining the groups because you can see what's available, and then you have a huge group of people that you're selling to. So if you're not a part of a buying or selling group, you're selling on your Facebook, so it's limited to the amount of followers that you have. So again, Greenwich Connections, and I'll put these in. Greenwich Connection is one group on Facebook to join. And then once you join Greenwich Connections, there are a number of others that they should suggest for you. How do you join other groups? Yeah. So when you're selling, you'll get paid before you end or after the sale goes through. So after you provide the service. I have a mink coat to sell for $1,500. It was priced by the Real for $1,595. Yes, I think that, sorry, the question in the chat is about selling a mink coat that was, you had it priced for $1,595, and the Real, which is a seller's platform, which is it's a luxury item buy and sell platform, the Real. There's also a store, if it hasn't closed, on Greenwich Avenue, the Real. But I'm sure they take a giant percentage. So if you're looking to sell a luxury item on Facebook Marketplace, you absolutely can. The more photos and video that you share, the more likely your item is to sell. And again, using specific words to sell, think about what the buyer would want to read. If you were going to buy a mink coat that was expensive, but vintage, you might want to write like vintage, one of a kind mink coat, for sale. And then in the description, you would want to say, can't get this price any better, or can't get a better price anywhere, etc. Just specific details. If something doesn't sell after reducing the price, I'm just reading your comments here. Is it better to remove it for a while or leave it up? That's a great question. So I've had those Nike shoes online since I first posted them. And I actually, to be honest, forgot that they were even there because they haven't sold. But I am going to repost them when the lacrosse season starts back up, because people are always looking for things seasonally. So if you're emptying out your winter closet this summer and you have a number of great items that you want to sell from your winter closet, it's not the best time to sell them in the summer because no one's thinking about winter items. But come September, October, you start posting about winter items. People are thinking, oh, I might need a winter coat. Oh, what a great deal on this beautiful coat. They're more likely to buy. So think about what you have in terms of the time of year that people would want to buy also. Obviously furniture, like if it's a patio table and chairs, I didn't buy that patio table and chairs in the winter. I bought it in April because that was when she posted it, because she was upsizing and it was too small for her house. It was perfect for mine. But she was selling it in the spring because it had been in storage for the winter. So let's see here. Yep. What about a bank check as a payment method? I'm not sure, but I mean, bank checks are safe. So as long as it's not connected to your bank account. And again, just to finish answering that question, I would leave the item up so that you don't have to go through the whole process of reposting it. But I would just repost it within Facebook when the season is right. So I'm going to repost those shoes, and or you could boost the post. You could spend a few dollars to boost it, and that way it gets a lot more attention. It floats to the top of the Facebook Marketplace page. For purchasing items, is there a way to see the date it was posted? It should say the date it was posted. I'll take a look at that. Why shouldn't we accept cash? The only thing about cash was, and I know cash is king and everyone loves cash, but it's just a little, it's sketchy, for lack of better terms, to carry cash when you're going to sell or buy something, because people might just rip the cash out of your hand and not give you anything. I'm just always weary about having cash to go and buy something. So the transactions on PayPal or Venmo are much safer, and then you're not at risk for the seller knowing that you have cash in your pocket to pay them. And again, trust your instincts, trust your gut. If it's someone that you know and you have a rapport with them and you're comfortable around them, then carry cash if that's what they want. But if it's not, then please don't. If you're buying something which must be shipped and you pay the seller, how can you guarantee he or she will actually ship it? They have to confirm. So Facebook Marketplace is set up really, again, it's very user-friendly, and it won't allow the sale to go through without confirmation that the seller has actually put it in the mail. So your money won't process to them until they have shipped the item to you and it's been received. What is my experience with returns? So I don't have experience with returns, but I would think that if you are purchasing something that's used on Facebook Marketplace, again, if you're having it shipped, you should ask them for very detailed photos, and I would ask for a video, just so that you can see in real, in photos, you can take the time to doctor them if you're a scam artist, but you can't in a video. So if you're spending your money on something, I would request to the seller, can you please send me a video privately? They don't have to post it on Facebook, but now that you're in conversation with them, again, back to when you see the post of something that you like, you're going to start a conversation with that person. Hey, Lindsay, I love that headboard. Can you send me more detailed photos, or can you send me a video, even better, so that I can really get a good look at what you're selling? Because they could be posting photos that aren't of the real thing. I would hope that they wouldn't, but to have peace of mind, I would definitely ask for a video. And most people will oblige the video unless it's a scam. And that way, right off the bat that this is not something I want to buy. So do I sell on other platforms too? I do not. I really just rely on Facebook Marketplace. For me personally, it's been it's been successful. I've been successful on Facebook Marketplace. I've sold a number of things over the years. I've purchased a number of things over the years. I love our community, and I trust the people that I'm buying and selling with because I have conversations with them. I don't just sell blindly and I don't buy blindly. I always look at who the person is that I'm buying from. And again, if they know someone, you know how Facebook will say, oh, you have 5 mutual friends. So then I'll find those mutual friends. Going back to that patio set that I purchased, I didn't know the woman that I purchased it from, but my really good friend knew her well. And so it was automatically, oh, okay, now I trust this person, and I can safely drive to her house where I did pick it up and purchase it from her. And then I Venmoed her the money for the table, and the sale was done. If you sell on Facebook, can you sell without the return option? I believe that you can. sell without the return option. I wouldn't want to return things that I purchased on Facebook because I would have done the work leading up to the sale. Send me a video of the item so that I can be sure that it's exactly what I want. So, you know, a Peloton bike, a lot of people are selling Peloton bikes on Facebook Marketplace, and they're selling them for a lot less than what they paid for them. But I would always say to someone, hey, can you get on that bike and ride it just so that I'm sure that it's working? Because I'm not going to spend $500 on a bike. I don't care if it was sold at 2,500. It's used and it could be broken. So to save yourself the time and energy that it takes to do the exchange, I would have someone send you a video. Someone's asking, is it absolutely necessary to post a profile photo of yourself? No, it's not. Again, I use my personal Facebook account when I'm using Facebook Marketplace so that people are trustworthy of the fact that I'm a real person and I have friends on Facebook. I've been a member since 2000 and I don't know when, 7 or 8. And it's much easier to sell and buy if people know who you are. But I respect the privacy issues or not issues, but the desire for privacy. I respect that most people ask that question. I want to make sure that I'm safe, which is very valid. So if that's the case, then you don't need a profile photo of yourself, but you definitely you're going to have to do a little bit more work in conversation with buyers if you're trying to sell something. And you might want to get on the phone with someone and have a conversation if you don't want to show your face. But you definitely want sorry, I'm now reading this one, to be able to connect with the person who's purchasing whatever you're selling. Does Facebook collect a fee on sales? So it looks like they collect a small fee when you're shipping things because you're paying for their shipping labels if you choose that option. But otherwise, no, I haven't. Facebook Marketplace is a free post and buy and sell. But when you go to boost an item, if I really want those Nike cleats to sell, I might want to spend $5, $10, $20 to boost it. Personally, if I'm selling something for less than $100, spending $20 to boost it on Facebook doesn't make sense to me, but it might to you. So let me just see if there are any ideas. I'm researching what's hot or trending. Good question, Scott. And I would just say, look at what's trending when you go into Facebook Marketplace. So I'll share the screen again. Let's see where my Facebook Marketplace is. So here's today's picks, and you can search, let's search trending dresses for ladies, trending microphone. I just think that whatever is coming up is, and like a free piano there are so many pianos being bought and sold. So a free piano is pretty nice, but does it work? Send me a video. Look, here's a car for sale in Greenwich. It's got 98,000 miles on it. So many things that people sell, but like here, this Serena and Lily rug. So for example, this is a great brand, Serena and Lily. It's an expensive brand. I'd be curious to know what this rug sold for at retail, but it's a 9x12 rug with rug pad. Now, let's take a look. It looks like it's in good condition. Here's the original image of what it was on the Serena and Lily website. It was listed 3 weeks ago. There's the date that this person listed it in Greenwich, Connecticut. They paid $29.98 and they're selling it for $1,000, which seems like a good deal for a nice rug that is in good condition. Comes with the rug pad, and that's what it looks like in a room. So this looks worthy of $1,000. And whether or not this person, Charlene, is willing to negotiate on that price would you would know if she's willing to negotiate if you send her a message and start a conversation. So I always recommend everyone, when it comes to Facebook Marketplace, oh, where did everyone go? Sorry. To start a conversation, have a human connection with someone on Facebook. You're more apt to sell things at the price that you want to sell them for if you're in conversation with people. If they trust you, give them a little story about what you're selling. The higher the price is, the more connected you'd want to be with your potential buyer. Let's see here. Any taxes assessed? No, not on Facebook as far as I know. And so I think I've answered the majority of your questions, but if there are any other questions, I think Lorna and I were talking about emailing the library just because I'll be on vacation this next week. But I am on Instagram at official Lindsay Potter, and I also host a podcast called Building Greenwich. So I'm typically very connected on Instagram and more than happy to answer some questions if you have them. But again, using that link that I posted in the chat, and I will post it again. It's a link that is very helpful when you have questions about Marketplace. So if you ever want to just do some research, that link will take you directly there, and it's very helpful. So I hope that I've answered the majority of your questions. I know it's so much to pack into an hour, but Facebook Marketplace really is a great place to buy and sell in our community. But just know that selling anything that's used is, it just takes a little bit of work. So connect with people, post really clear pictures, and write very clear descriptions of what it is that you're trying to sell. And that will increase your chances of having a buyer purchase what you're selling. And
Thank
thank
you
you
very
all for
much,
being here. Thank
Lindsay.
you.
Really appreciate having you come tonight.